And Tiger fans, please join me in welcoming to the show our head coach, Ed Ogeron.
Hey, Chris. Great to see all three fans there. Great to see Robbie back. And bring us good luck.
Yeah, great to see you. We'll hear from him coming up in a little bit. Coach, it's great to visit with you again. I know you had a little bit of time, and I emphasize a little, to rest yourself this weekend, but you know, had a busy weekend of recruiting, chance to watch your son play on Saturday. Overall, how did the team, coaches, and entire staff put the off weekend to good use?
You know, I think our guys were rested, very rested. We came back, we had more people at practice on Tuesday and Wednesday, and healthy, ready to go than we've had all season. So that paid off. Our trainer, Bo Lowry, did a tremendous job of getting most of our guys back that could get back. Guys like Jason Hine are back, Trey Baffer's back. We got a full backfield, we're going to need it. And I thought we had a great week of practice.
We've talked here many times about the hard work and dedication that it requires to be a successful team. And there's been some great moments this season for your team, obviously some setbacks as well. How important is it now, after the bye week, you talked about getting healthy, feeling better, getting re-energized, going down the final stretch. How important is it now to also continue to grind, work hard, but have fun playing football? That's why they play it.
You know, if this is Alabama, this is LSU, Alabama, throw away all the records. Our guys are fired up. We want to represent the Tigers as best as we can. I think we'll have a hell of a ball game.
You mentioned it a few moments ago, a couple of guys there. Everyone's going to call in tonight. I've already got a few questions written in about the overall health of the team. I know earlier today on the teleconference you mentioned that Cordell Flott was highly doubtful for the game this weekend. There were several guys out last week that you were hoping you could get back. Overall, what's the health status and how did they do in the off week? How many guys will you have back?
You know, we have Jay Ward back. You know, Cam's going to have to play. Darren Evans is going to have to play. Darius Jones is going to have to play. We have four of our starting five guys that are starting defensive backfield that are not going to play. But these other guys have got some good experience. And I think they're going to play very well. What I'm most pleased about is our offensive line is healthy. Most people on our offense are healthy. That's what we're going to need.
A number of players had the chance to go home see family for an extended time for the first time in quite a while over the weekend. When the team reassembled, got back to campus, what would be the words you would use to describe their mindset going into this challenging week?
Focused, energized, ready to go.
All right, that's good. Let's go to the phone lines. Fritzy's been waiting since before I got here to TJ Ribs. Fritzy, you're on the coach up. Hey, Fritzy.
Hey, Coach Joe.
What's up, Fritzy?
Coach Joe, I can't think of a better way for the Tigers to start off November than for our credit card defense to get in there and stop Alabama. Let's get that W, give Alabama the loss for number 2, and come home and let's just ride it out. And we're going to get it, Coach Joe. I know we are. So let's go Tigers.
Love you, Fritzy.
All right, Fritzy, thanks for the call. Tiger fans, want to remind you all, LSU Sports Radio Network broadcast stream for free at lsusports.net. You can listen live on your phone. All you have to do is download the new LSU Sports mobile app presented by BASF. You can find the app for free in the iTunes Store or Google Play. Just visit lsusports.net/app for more details. LSU Sports mobile app presented by BASF. We create chemistry. We'll take a timeout. Got a couple of phone calls to get to. We'll continue to talk about this week's practice and preparation when we come back. It's the Ed Ogeron Show, live from TJ Ribs on the LSU Sports. And of course, the Tigers will be back at home to take on Arkansas a week from Saturday. And you have the opportunity for your youngster to be part of the Whataburger Junior Broadcaster Program. Anybody aged between the ages of 6 and 12 get the opportunity to join the guys on our LSU Game Day pregame show. To enter your child, all you have to do is download the LSU Sports mobile app, click on the Whataburger Junior Broadcaster ad, and hit the like button for your chance to win. Winners will also receive 4 tickets to the next home game. Coach, take us through the week. Once the team got back off the off week, ready to get started, what was Monday like? What were the objectives to start the week?
You know, we wrote down the things that we did well during open day. We wrote down the things that we must accomplish this week. We put in a couple of new wrinkles that it's going to take a little time for our team to learn. So we continue to do that this week along with our regular offensive defense.
After you have Monday's practice, Tuesday always important, kind of get a chance to do some of the drills and really work on the field. Were there things that you put some emphasis in this week, or was it more like a regular game week?
Physicality. This is all about physicality. You gotta win a lot of scrimmages on both offense and defense. We work very hard on our paddle level, we work very hard on our run game, very hard on our protection, and also our rush against the quarterback, which is gonna be key.
Coach, I always thank you for joining us before the show, and I thank you at the end of the show. And that's because you just finished up practice before you arrived here at TJ Ribs. Always an important day on Wednesday. What was the emphasis today, and how did it go?
It's all about the ball. You know, we +3 in the turnover ratio, and they're +7. I told the team we don't have to worry about catching up to them all the way. We just got to beat them in the turnover battle. The team that wins the turnover battle, the team that wins a lot of scrimmage, the team that wins third down, usually wins the game.
All right, let's go out to the phone lines. Keaton calling in from Birmingham. Keaton, you're on with Coach O.
What's up, Coach O?
What's up, Keith?
What's going on with you, man?
I'm good, Keaton. Hope you are.
Oh, absolutely. Coach O, I hear the fire in your voice. I already know what time it is.
Yep.
I already know what time it is. Let me tell you something, Coach. I work at UAB Hospital. It's full of them, and I hate them all. I hate everything about them. I hate elephants. I hate Christian bread. I don't like any restaurants in Tuscaloosa.
That makes us like you more, Keith.
I'm telling you, whenever I fly to Louisiana, the worst part of this vibe is that non-stop forces and stuff. I can't stand it. I hate everything about them. I hate them red lights. I wanted to be quiet on Monday, Coach. Real quiet at work. And I can't wait. I saw the players' interviews. I know they're folks. I'm fired up. And I can't wait to see it, Coach. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, Keith. I appreciate your energy. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Keaton, for the call. Coach Max Johnson, as you told us last week, really needed the off week, trying to get back to 100%. Obviously, he's taken some hits over the course of the season. How was his off week as far as treatment's concerned? And did he get close to where he wanted to be coming into this week? And how's the week gone for him?
He did rehab all week. He stayed with both. The guy's in excellent condition. He's feeling fine. Also, Garrett Nussmeier, both of those guys are healthy and ready to go.
Let's talk about the running backs room. Great news to start the week. On Monday during your press conference, you said, hey, look, Frank Bradford is eligible. But you told us, unfortunately, since becoming eligible, he's trying to get over a hamstring injury. Fantastic that he is available for Saturday, but realistically, how likely is he to get some totes on Saturday night?
You know, maybe we get to him, maybe we don't. We could use him in some specific plays that he does very well. The guy I'm excited to see, obviously, is Ty Davis Price to continue to run like he's been running. Corey Connor to continue to run like he's been running. Now, Amani Goodwin, who is healthy, who's had maybe the best camp of all backs. He's very healthy right now. I think those three, plus with Trey Bradford, plus with Josh, we should have a very good run game.
All right, let's go to Willie calling in once again from Missouri City, Texas. Willie, you're on with Coach O.
Hey, buddy.
What's up, Willie?
Oh, not much. I hadn't talked to you in a couple of weeks. And first of all, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for the championship. I want to thank you for doing the right things at LSU.
Thank you.
And I love LSU, and I know you do too.
Yes.
Coach, I just want to remind you, the last time we went to Tuscaloosa, what happened?
We won.
Okay. Here's the deal. If we go there, control the offense. In other words, the run game and the short passing game, every now and then take a shot. Let our defense rest because we have a lot of guys out of the secondary. We will win this game.
I love it, Willie.
We will win it, buddy, and I'm proud of you. And again, thank you for the pleasant memories. If you ever out for Missouri City, Texas, lunch is on with us.
I love it, Willie. All right, thank you, man. You're a good man, Willie. I really appreciate you calling in every week.
Willie.
We appreciate it.
Hey, fly that flag high, Willie.
It's flying high, Coach.
All right, man.
Win or lose, or retire.
I love it.
Thanks, Willie. Great to hear from you. Fans, come experience the best pregame activities at TJ Ribs Tiger One Village. We told you about it a few moments ago. It's located in front of the PMAC. Of course, it's there for every home LSU football game. You get a chance to listen to live bands. And, of course, our very own LSU Game Day, presented by Your View, is there each week before kickoff. Just a reminder, the Chase Tyler Band will perform live before the Arkansas game coming up Saturday, November 13th, starting at 2 p.m. So come out and join us at TJ Ribbs Tiger One Village. We'll continue with more. A couple of phone calls to get to. Continue to talk about practice. Later, a scouting report on Alabama. The Tigers get set to head to Tuscaloosa this Saturday, kickoff at 6 o'clock. It's the Ed Ogeron Show. We're live for TJ Ribbs right here on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Grills from Barbecue Guys. Get your victory grill today. Become a backyard barbecue champion. Only at barbecueguys.com. It's easy to find. BBQGuys.com. Visiting with head coach Ed Ogeron here on a Wednesday night. Another great crowd at TJ Ribbs. Coach, on the defensive side, still kind of talking about the off week, getting everybody back to 100%. I know Micah Baskerville needed some time to heal up last week. Saw more action, as you and I touched on last week in the Ole Miss game from Greg Penn, the freshman out of Maryland. Mike Jones, of course, is in there, and the recently named Damone Clark as a semifinalist for the Butkus Award. How rested up are they as a group, and how has their work gone this week?
They're very rested. Michael received a Monday injury this week. He's going to be questionable for the game. I think he's going to play, but he is not going to practice the rest of the week. I think a couple game times he's going to be ready. But if he doesn't, Mike Jones is going to be ready to go. Greg Penn's ready to go. But I do expect Michael to play in a limited capacity.
I have asked you many times, and you have been very forthcoming about Damone Clark and the improvement he has made in his time, the development he has had at LSU. And I got to believe everybody in the building, I know Tiger fans were certainly thrilled to see him named to the semifinalists for the Butkus Award, the best linebacker in the country.
Well, I think he is the best linebacker in the country. He's worked hard. The good thing about Damone Clark is his character. His character is going to prevail. He is a hard-working, great young man, a team leader. What you see at Damone Clark is every day 110%, everything he gives for the Tigers, and he works on his craft every day.
I know that we talk about on this show when it comes to game week, a lot of things have to remain the same. The guys need to understand what to expect every day when they get there so they can hone their skills. Coming off a bye week, was there any particular area or areas that you and the staff wanted to pay closer attention to, or maybe add some extra time to work on? Not necessarily for this week, but just for the rest of the season.
Adjustments, really, on defense, we spend a lot of time on adjustments, being in the right place at the right time, adjusting to different formations and different shifts, so our guys can play fast.
All right, let's go back out to the phone lines. Jonathan calling in from Lafayette. Jonathan, you're on with Coach O.
Hey, Coach O. Hey, Chris.
Hey.
Hey, Jonathan.
Yes, I'm going to make a quick comment, and I'm going to get out of the way. Thank God for everybody that's at the TJ Red. I thank God for you, Coach O. Coach O, let me tell you, I know 2019 they had a lot of people left off the team, transferred, COVID came with all that's going on. Coach O, thank you for standing up, of being a coach of LSU and being a man about it. Thank you for saying you don't regret it. And my last comment is this, Coach O, I pray for favor for you and our LSU football team come Saturday night, and we are accepting no less than a win because I believe it's going to happen. So, Coach O, go and coach your heart out. Tell your assistant coaches to coach their heart out, and tell the LSU football players to play their heart out, and just leave it on the field. That's all you can do. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you. That's very inspirational. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks, Jonathan, for the call. Coach, we talked about Monday, talked about Tuesday, talked about Wednesday. What's the plan for tomorrow? What's kind of the emphasis? And obviously a travel day on Friday, getting ready to head to Tuscaloosa.
Tomorrow is dress rehearsal day. We go over our whole game plan. We'll go over short yardage, goal line, red zone, 2 minute, last 2 plays at the end of half. Tomorrow is a short day with helmets on, inside. It's not a taxing day, but it's a mental day.
And when you go through a day like that, I imagine when everybody's not flying at 100% speed, you're not having collisions, there's a chance to say, hey guys, whoa, that time, let's redo that again. Let's try to do that a little bit better.
Yeah, we take our time. We want to make sure we get it right. We have a lot of walkthroughs, but we do go full speed. At the end, we go to teams just to get the guys' blood flowing a little bit. We want to see our game plan and full speed work. And our Thursday's practice has been tremendous.
You know, one of the things that I have talked to you about for the last 6 seasons has been your scout team and how important a scout team is, not only for LSU, but for every program out there. that these guys give up their time. Again, they want to be part of LSU football, and who can blame them? But they got to go out there and work hard and give your team the best look to get prepared.
Man, we had a goal line practice today, and I had lunch meat. Lunch meat was a nose tackle. Man, Ronnie understood what I love. That lunch meat's about 5'11", 270. Man, he was getting underneath their pads today. You know, I like to go on the scout team and get those guys fired up and get them to go against the first string and give them a good look. But the whole thing is about simulation. Our coaches spend day in and day out drawing cards, have the right look, the exact look that our guys can see on game day. We try to give them every day to practice.
Before we start talking about the scouting reports coming up on this week's opponent, sometimes in football you are favored. Sometimes you are an underdog. We had David write in from Covington, coach, this week to ask, do you feel that this team has confidence to go into Alabama and pull this victory out? And secondly, if they are motivated at all by the big margin of victory or their underdog status by every analyst out there in America?
No, we don't. If they pay attention to it, I don't know. I don't know if we're underdog or overdog. I don't care. Underdog LSU, Alabama.
All right, fans, we'll take a quick break. We come back. We got some calls to get to. We'll start talking about the scouting report. And believe it or not, we're going to hand the microphone over to the fans. It's the LSU fan live question from TJ Ribs. We'll be back right after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Oh, Ragu. Yeah, well, it's good to see Ragu back.
Thank you very much.
Go
Tigers!
Yeah.
Go Tigers! Good. In 1981, I was there. We skipped the bear. 210, he died shortly after. 1993, Pittsburgh, Alabama. Anybody doesn't believe LSU can't win this game, you go home and stay home. Bring the A game. You can bring the A game. I know we got the team ready to play. A quick question, Corey Connor, Jack Best, talk about how well they played, how good they could.
Outstanding freshman, great character, young man, came in shape, came in motivated, wanted to play. Two great recruits, two great leaders. They're going to be great Tigers. Yeah.
And I apologize. I forgot. Big Ragu, I mean, he's a celebrity here at TJ Ribs, and we had to get him in there first. So, and I know you understand that. So, now your time.
Coach, my question is to you. Can we still count on you to do some recruiting for LSU?
Always.
Thank you, sir.
I'm always going to sell LSU.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Always.
All right, Ned, thanks for the question. All right. Wake up the neighbors. Turn off the phones. It's Evil Twin.
Coach, Alabama is also an ancient Indian word. It means armpit of the universe. Inhabited by grown men that shake pom-poms. Coach, 2 years ago, I was minding my own business on this show, and I felt compelled to make fun of their exalted cult leader, Mr. Nicky Poo Saban. And a lot of these Alabama people were not happy with my comments, and there was actually, in particular, there was this online journalist that they made all kinds of fun of me, and they said all kinds of horrible things. And look how anxiety-prone I am. Look how upset I am about what they said about me. And I couldn't get over it, Coach, because you know what? I was confused because I don't understand how there can be any marketing for anybody that's in online journalism. Because, you know, that's kind of like being a dentist in Starkville, Mississippi. There's no teeth over there. Wow. There's over there in Alabama, how can you have online journalism? Don't you have to have electricity there? Don't you have to be able to read over there? Coach, you know, they don't want me to make Nicky Poo mad. Well, guess what? I hate to break the news to you. Here's a news flash. He's always mad. Look at the man. He's on TV. It looks like the test results came back positive again. You'd think that he would be mad, you know, Coach. You're worried about him being mad, but you know what, Coach? The thing is, I'd be mad too if I made all that money and I couldn't get any quality hair dye. Coach, they had a gentleman earlier said a great prayer, but I want to add to that prayer. Coach, Lord, protect Alabama for the butt whipping for they which they are about to receive. Can I have an amen? nervous on Saturday, Coach. Coach, one question. I have a question for you. We have a lot of injuries in the defensive backfield. Who are our projected starters in the defensive backfield?
You gotta look at Jay Ward's coming back. And we gotta, believe in Jay Ward, and he's played well. Ray Darius Jones is gonna have to play for us. Cam Lewis is gonna have to play for us. Darren Evans is gonna have to play for us. So those guys have to step up, and I think they will. You got it.
All right, thanks to Evil Twin, thanks to Ned. And good to see Big Ragu right back here at TJ Ritz. We're going to take a timeout. We'll look ahead in a scouting report what Coach O knows about the opponent coming up Saturday evening in Tuscaloosa with kickoff just after 6 p.m. Central Time. We'll do that when we come back. It's the Ed Ogeron Show live from TJ Ritz here on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Coach, you mentioned it on Monday. You said it again earlier today on the teleconference. A top caliber team you will face this week. Talent all over the field. They're well coached. When you put the tape on, what do you see? 10,000-foot view of the 2021 Alabama Crimson Tide.
Well, obviously they're very well coached, talented with their offensive line. That left tackle, Evan Need, I tried to recruit him. This will be a first-round draft choice. He's the best offensive lineman that we're going to play against this year. Their offensive line is big and strong. Brian Robinson's a great back. Brian Young knows how to operate their offense, and their receivers are very fast. They give you different motions and shifts, like to get you in the wrong place on defense. We have to be in the right place at the right time.
The Tide obviously has opened up the offense over the last several years, but to your point, it all starts, it's all predicated, whether it's run or pass, on that offensive line. Now, they lost a few key names from a year ago, but they've had some guys really step up. What do you see from an X's and O's standpoint that you'll have to handle them up front?
Yeah, the zone game, they get off the ball really well. They got low pad level. If they get a chance, they're going to run the ball right down the throat. You got to show them that you're going to stop the run.
Offensively, solid quarterback in sophomore Bryce Young. Obviously, you face Jalen Hurts, Tua, Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Now it's Young's turn. What do you see that is similar in what he does within the offense from those previous quarterbacks? And maybe what skill set do you see number 9 have that maybe is a little bit different or something that is new that you have to account for?
He's more of a drop back passer. He can't scramble. He's a good athlete. But he's a system guy. He's very accurate with football. He throws very few interceptions. But they do what he can do best, the short, easy throws. And then if you get your safeties up, they're going to throw the ball behind your head.
Let's talk about the run game a little bit. Brian Robinson Jr., somewhat a unique story here in 2021. This young man waited for his chance to be running back number 1 for the Tide. Happens to come as a fifth-year senior. 700 yards rushing, 11 rushing scores. He's got 2 touchdowns receiving. Put up 3 scores in their last game against Tennessee. What challenges does he bring along with Williams and also Sanders, who you may see run the ball on Saturday?
He make you miss. He's a one-cut guy. He's a great zone runner. He's going to come downhill, attack, put his foot in the grass, and get north and south. And he can make guys miss in the open field. He'll always shoulder pads when he needs to. He's a very tough runner, and he also can catch the ball on the backfield.
You talk about Alabama's use of the short passing game at times, or intermediate passing game. They do have the tendency to go deep. John Mechie III seems to have been a wide receiver coach in Alabama for what seems to be an eternity now, but he's only coming into his junior season. He is the leading returning wideout. But Jamison Williams seems to be the burner, the guy they go deep to. He's got 370-yard plus receptions on the year. And then you got to remember Cameron Latu, the tight end. He's a guy they like to use inside the red zone. Just when you think they're going to line up running at you, they'll sneak him out there and throw him the ball. He's got 5 scores on the
They're very good at their bunch routes. They get it in dense formations. They'll get you in a certain coverage, get you man-to-man, and throw dimension needs. They like the tight end over the middle, and they like the tight end in the red zone.
When you look at the matchup defensively and you tell your guys, all right, look, they're a very talented team. Here are some things that if we do defensively, we give ourselves a chance to win this football.
Match the physicality of the offensive line. We need to get underneath their pads and win the line of scrimmage. We need to hit the running back. We need to tackle them. We need to gang tackle them. We need to contain the quarterback, stay on top, make them throw in front of us and tackle all the space.
We talked about the linebackers, and of course you've got a really good one in Damone Clark. How do those guys make a difference in being able to be where they need to be, whether it's against the run or even when they have to be in coverage?
There can be challenges in the pass coverage. I think that there must be some one-on-ones at the moment with those guys. I think they'll handle it very well, but they have to be in the right spot at the right time. And we're going to have to tackle. We have to tackle sideline to sideline. We cannot let them run the football in between the tackles. That's what they want to do.
One of the things you talked about last week was making sure that everybody defensively, especially on the back end of your defense, doesn't get full with eye candy, keeps their assignment where it needs to be. You mentioned you're going to be with some guys who you have confidence in the secondary, but how important is it for them not to get confused and stay where they need to be?
Well, first of all, they're going to be all fired up. So we have to do some simple things on defense, and we know our guys are going to be in the right position at the right time. And then as the flow of the game goes, we can do different things with our guys. We make sure they're at the right spot.
You know, one of the things that you and I have talked about on the show as well at times has been you have to pick your poison in years past on, okay, we're just going to go sell all out to try to get to the Alabama quarterback, or do you try to keep them contained in the pocket, not allow them to extend plays, sprint out, and find and make some miraculous plays? When you look at what you need to do against Bryce Young, is he one that you have to pick your poison on whether you bring pressure or do you just try to keep him in a certain spot?
You know, we would like to rush 4 and drop 7. If we can get to them with a 4-man rush and drop 7, we'd be fine. I think that's the best way to go. Every once in a while, you got to drop 8 against them. If you do all out blitz, somebody's man's going to play. You're either going to get a sack or they're going to get a touchdown, and we usually don't live like that.
All right, fans, should be a great matchup on Saturday. LSU taking on Alabama. We'll take another timeout. We've got our final. We're talking LSU football. Tigers go take on Alabama on Saturday. Again, kickoff scheduled for 6:05 Central Time. Coach, going out to the LSU Sports Mobile app, the aforementioned John writing in from Milford, Delaware. Wanted to know, obviously Alabama's going to have their defense. They're going to try to stop whatever you do. But from an LSU perspective, how do you try, or what are some things that you try to get the running game going early?
I've seen them. We did a great job. We scored. I like our running game. I like our gap plays. I know they're going to be ready for it, but you know, we got to match man on man. We got to win. We got to win our blocks inside. We got to run the football hard. We got to be a little bit more creative. Give them some different formations. Give them some different looks, but we have to run the football.
Coach, defensively, Pete Golding, defensive coordinator, more of a 3-2-5 base than maybe a traditional 3-4. But what do you see overall as their defensive philosophy? What are they trying to do?
Well, they're very strong up front, like they always do. And the guys attack well. They can rush the passer with forward. They're very stout against the run. Henry Jones on the transfer from Tennessee. They're leading tackle, sideline to sideline. They play man to man. They press you. They make the quarterback hold his hand, hold the ball, and get the time for their rush.
You know, when you look at Alabama this season, they have 22 sacks as a defensive unit, which is 6th best in the SEC, averaging, I think, about 2.75 per game. And over there, they talk a lot. You read in the media when they talk about defense, they say, hey, sacks are great, but we want to affect the quarterback. When you look at what they do, what is it that they do that affects the quarterback?
They stay in their lanes. They don't have a lot of hits and hurries and bad attacks. They make it very hard for football.
Linebackers present some problems. They got a good group there. Dallas Turner, Toa, who you talked about transferring into Tennessee, Christian Harris, and Will Anderson Jr. How do you try to go about it? What's the key to at least minimizing the impact they have defensively in the game?
Yeah, Will's a Turner's a very good rusher. He has 9 sacks. We have to know where he's at all the time. We're going to have to double him, chip him. He's one of our best pass rushers. Christian Harris right here, has had an outstanding career there, run sideline to sideline. But you have to find a way to get after the run the ball in the middle and be just as physical as them.
Alabama's 2nd in rushing defense in the SEC, 7th in passing defense in the SEC. How do you try and use that to your advantage, or does that allow you to take advantage of it?
Well, the one thing you don't want to do is become one-dimensional, so they can blitz you protection. They're very good at blitzing you protection. So we're going to have to stay ahead of the change. We can't be playing 2nd down and 12, 2nd and 15, great team. We're gonna have to either have the short passing game on first down, or positive yards on first down, or 2nd and 3 manageable downs to move the chains down the field.
Now, obviously, all of us, Coach, here in Baton Rouge understand that Bryant-Denny is not Tiger Stadium, but let's give them credit. They have a pretty decent atmosphere over there. Is that something at all that you talk to the team about? Hey, look, they're going to be hostile, they're going to be at you, or they're used to it by now?
We love it. We drive off of it. We drive off of it. I love going around people's stadium and playing. It's going to be a great atmosphere. LSU, Alabama. They can play Dixieland Delight. I'm going to be singing it too. Let's go.
As you said, there's a couple of keys that LSU offensively can do. As the old cliche goes, sometimes the best defense is a good offense to keep their offense on the sideline. They're 10th in red zone scoring defense. And Coach, the reason I bring this up is they don't allow a lot of trips into the red zone. In fact, they've allowed just 20 chances this year, which is second only to Georgia, allowing just 14. However, once teams get in the red zone, they have had success, not only scoring, but scoring touchdowns. The importance in Saturday's game of, as you said, staying on schedule on first and second down, making third down manageable, long sustained drives, and of course, getting inside the 20-yard line.
We have to do a better job, especially when we get on the goal line. We have to score points. Field goals are not going to win this football game. And whenever we get inside the 40-yard line, it's about scoring 6 points, getting an extra point, and anytime that we can, we just score points.
You talked about the turnover margin for both teams. Again, a big factor in the win over Florida here at Tiger Stadium was turning them over and really taking momentum away from them early and making them pay. I know I'm Captain Obvious when it comes to this, but obviously that's got to be the order of the day. Any opportunity you can do to get your hands on the football is imperative.
We have to, first of all, we got to protect the ball. You can't go on the road and turn the ball over. That's number one. We got to take care of the football. We can have 0 turnover. We can't give them anything. And we got to be able to capitalize on the turnovers we get. And also, we got to win the special teams battle. They got a very good returner. We recruited him. He was committed to us. Jojo Earl was committed to us for 3 months. All of a sudden, he goes to Alabama. He's a great player. He reminds me of Jalen Waddell return game. We have to hit him up. We can't let him make big plays.
You know, one of the things LSU has done this season, and obviously every season you've been head coach, is be ready to play. And even in games where things didn't go your way, you came out ready to go. How big is it to not only get off to a great start on the road, maybe quell the crowd just a little bit, but when adversity, that first bit of adversity hits the Tigers, that they're able to put it behind them quickly?
Hey, listen, when you go into a fight, pain's gonna come, man. You're gonna throw punches, they're gonna throw punches. I'm telling our guys, invite the pain. Here it comes. Well, we gotta throw more punches than them, and it's gonna happen. We have to play 60 minutes. They gonna make plays, we gonna make plays. And the last time we went there and beat them, wheels ahead, they came back, and we recovered an onside kick. So they come down to the last play. We just got to be ready to throw the last punch.
Coach, I have no idea what you will say to the team just moments before they go out to take on Alabama on Saturday. But nobody here doubts the fact you'll get this team motivated. What are some of the ideas? What are some of the things you want to say to the guys that are keys to victory that we can go in there if nobody else believes us except those of us in this room to win this game?
Well, look at the second half of Florida game. Florida ran the ball on. Florida played very well. They didn't make the 2-point play, and we beat Florida. And then Texas A&M beat them. So it's not like other teams have not got this team now. They're a very good team. Yes, they are. Are they beat them? Yes, and I do believe we are.
All right, Coach. I am excited to make the trip over to Tuscaloosa. I know there's a lot of people here, and TJ Ripp's going to do the same. I did want to take some time out. I'm a dad. You're a dad. I mentioned last week you'd have a chance to go watch your son play. You don't have, haven't had a lot of opportunities to see that happen. That part of the weekend, how much fun was it?
I loved it. I love being a parent. We're down at Strawberry Stadium. They've got a very good team in Southeastern. In fact, we were on the goal line 4 times. We didn't score. And give Southeastern credit. They did a great job. But it's always fun to see Cody play. It's always fun to see Frank Wilson play. And 2 weeks from now, we'll get to go see him play his last game of senior night. Cody's graduated, like I said last week, with a 3.9 GPA. in graduate school. That's definitely the highest scoring GPA that I know.
Well, congratulations to him, both on the field and off. Coach, travel trip to Tuscaloosa. Looking forward to it. I know you guys will be ready to go, and it is a absolute business trip when you guys take off Friday.
No question, we were ready to go.
All right, fans, that's going to wrap up our show tonight. And for head coach Ed Ogeron, hope many of you will be there to root the Tigers on. If you can't be in Tuscaloosa, I know you will be there in spirit. Coach, best of luck. Get after him on Saturday night.
Go Tigers!
All right, fans, that'll wrap up our show. We want to thank Coach, as always, for his time. The great staff here at TJ Ribs that takes care of us each and every week. Our on-site engineer, Stan Catron. The straw stirring the drink back in the Capital One studios, Jeff Palermo. And to you for joining us. So until this Saturday evening from Bryant-Denny Stadium, this is Chris Player saying so long, everybody, and go Tigers.